Happy Friday, everyone. We are the new kings of late night. Massive ratings. We destroyed everyone. Everyone, every host, every news. They're gone. It's just me. But also you, because you guys did it because you are the greatest fans. And I've got proof. You got to check this thing out. There's a guy in the audience. Look what he made. A guy named Bart Laro. Yeah. Hey, you don't have to clap for Bart. You only clap for me. But he recreated his entire set using Legos. And he even got special Legos for Tyrus, because, you know, you need giant Legos for him. And Kat's a Lego, which is approximately the same weight as she is. Isn't that amazing? I don't think Don Lemon gets a Lego set. I don't even know what that means. All right, to the monologue. So Campus Reform has a new video out where they interview college women on systemic sexism. I wonder, does America oppress women?
Would you say that women are treated unfairly in the United States?
Yes, I would say so.
Yes. I've quit so many jobs because of the way I was treated at work.
Definitely. I think that there's a lot of institutional factors that play into that, especially when you think about just like unequal pay.
We already have a lower pay wage, even if we're overly qualified for the position.
There's still a lot of traditional, I guess you could say, perspectives on what a woman should do and what a woman shouldn't do.
Yeah, there are definitely some unfair treatment in some aspects.
Would you say that women are oppressed here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's primarily, of course, there's the intersection of not just being a woman, but also being a woman of color or a poor woman or an immigrant.
So true. But I'm not surprised by the answers. This is the college campus where fresh brains go to die. But what happens when these women are told about actual oppressors?
Before the U.S. troops invaded Afghanistan, the Taliban was in control. And under the Taliban, women weren't allowed to have a job. They weren't allowed to get an education. They weren't allowed to hold a position in government. They were being beaten and killed under that government. We drove them out, and since then, you know, life for women in Afghanistan improved greatly because of U.S. presence.
So, how does that change their views?
Yeah, we have it better. We do.
I think it does. I mean, compared to what's happening in Afghanistan, I do have more basic rights.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we still got it a lot better than many other women in other countries around the world.
You know, obviously in other areas it's a lot worse. Like with that situation now that I know, obviously there's not as much as to complain about here than over there.
Do you think we have it pretty good here?
It feels like that contradicts what I say about... But it's the truth, though. That's a good question. Because you have a very fair point. We do have it better here than we do in Afghanistan.
I love that woman because she admitted she was wrong in real time. Somebody please send this clip to our VP Stat. That's if anyone can find her. So these students were exposed to new facts and they changed their minds. And I don't mean exposed in the way that got me kicked off campus. But we used to call this learning, and it's great to see. Fact is, not everyone on campus is dim-witted. It's just the faculty. Sadly, the students only get a very narrow worldview fed to them by these unhappy hate merchants called professors. They don't want thinkers. They want parrots. And these parrots blame everything on the crackers. The creed boils down to, this country sucks, and if you're white, you suck too. So, look, took a while. Sorry. But it's an easy script to mimic, and many do it to keep the mob away and also get a good grade. So anti-American hacks repurpose student brains for imagining everything as a power struggle, which puts their minds in a 24-hour-a-day fistfight between what they're being taught and what they're experiencing in real life. But when these students hear the other side of things, it's nice to see the effects. If we're lucky, they might escape college with an education. But this national self-loathing isn't something you find only on campus. It's infiltrated every nook and cranny like so much butter on Brian Stelter's morning bagel. Yeah. It's considered a requirement for our cultural conversation, except it's stupid and toxic, like drinking Windex while watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So you find it in movies, TV, and of course, sports. If you're someone who loves this country and you watch a Netflix movie, an NBC sitcom, and Stephen Colbert all in the same night, your spouse or the cops will find you the next morning with your head in the oven. And a suicide note that reads, "I apologize for 400 years of oppression." But this America is no better and possibly worse perspective might be the easiest way to pass yourself off as a caring intellect, when ironically it's inversely proportional to actual wisdom. Almost everyone who claims women are routinely paid less than men are operating on outdated statistics about income and the work women choose to do. The oil rigs and crab boats await you, ladies. The stats always get debunked. You just never hear about it. Like when famous female soccer goalie Megan Rapinoe claimed how women players were victims of wage discrimination. It was covered widely in the press. What wasn't covered as widely, the California federal court dismissing the claim after finding out that the women's soccer team actually makes more than men on a cumulative and per-game basis. The women's national team earned $24 million. Men earned $18. If it were up to me, they'd both be making minimum wage. That sport makes curling look like the last 5 minutes of Rocky. Sorry, soccer players. Hope Solo, the former goalie of the women's soccer team and my favorite Star Wars character, Kat, told an interviewer that Rapinoe badgered teammates to support her spotlight-chasing activism. Others dispute this claim, but you don't have to be a shrink to see how Rapinoe's strident act could dampen a spirit. It's like that person in the office that wears too much perfume or cologne, 5 minutes around them, and you want to puke. Imagine having someone like that at your place of work.
Hey, why are you all standing in here?
These are standing desks.
Standing for what? The patriarchy? You work with me, you take a knee. Right? Kneel down, and turn your back. Keep working. What the hell are you eating?
Oh, there's this great local sandwich shop downstairs.
We only eat Subway in this office. All right, you want to smash the fash? You got to throw that in the trash.
Yeah, Mom, it's my first day at work. I'm having a great time.
Who you talking to?
It's my mother.
Don't you mean birthing person?
No, actually, I'm adopted.
Adopt this.
Yeah, let me call you back.
Yeah. Who knew Kat had a brother? So I missed the Olympics. Actually, I missed the Olympics. But so did a lot of people. And why is that? The same reason the NBA's ratings are lower than the Taliban's tolerance for string bikinis. Give us more winners like Tamara Mensah-Stock wrapped in our flag and loving the red, white, and blue. You can keep the Rapinoes wrapped in endorsement deals and resentment. It's a microcosm of the current administration who also see America as the land of hate and inequality. Biden's embrace of woke culture put the stamp of approval on the grim conviction that America is eternally guilty of systemic racism. And so, how dare we pass judgment on medieval talents like the Taliban? We're no better, right? So when you look at attitudes on campus or on the field, you can see how we ended up fronting a slapdash, embarrassing retreat. We sacrificed our moral standing, seeking new ways to punish fellow Americans for thinking for themselves. In place of individuality, we have a woke mindlessness brought to you by our nation's professors, the worst people on earth, not including the Taliban, yet. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's got the top shelf opinions that we are too short to reach. Fox News headlines 24/7, Carly Shipkiss. He became a bank president just for free checking. Former Oklahoma State Representative T.W. Shannon. She's got a mind like a steel trap, sharp, rusted, and filled with dead squirrels. Fox News contributor Kat Tiff. And he's like a deck of cards. He has 4 suits, and your grandmother would love to get her hands on them. Fox and Friends weekend host Will Cage. Ugh, what an ugly panel we have today. Yeah, thank God I'm a 10. So, Will, are you? My theory is that somehow the wokeism has replaced common sense, and that kind of contributed to our mess abroad. Does that make sense, or am I stretching it?
No, it makes perfect sense. First of all, here's one of my favorite things about the Waters World, Man on the Street, or even better, campus reform, because it's on a campus. To sit in the Tyra seat, it's like a WWE match. They come out, I mean, fireworks are flaring, it's certainty, it's confidence, and they know what they believe, and one rebuttal or one question, and the match is over in 30 seconds.
That's true.
They fold and crumble like a house of cards. And you saw that in that video, and you did nail it exactly right. It is a cheat sheet. It's a shortcut to enlightenment, to always point to oppression, and they've got all the cheat sheet lingo in hand. You heard them in that clip. Institutional or intersectional. If you use all the right buzzwords, you can pass yourself off as enlightened, unless somebody asks you a question.
Yeah, and then it all goes away. TW, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Nice Judd Hirsch sweater.
Well, thank you. Mr. Rogers called and he wanted it back.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know.
It's more like Judd Hirsch, though, from Taxi. Remember who used to wear that? It was Taxi, wasn't it?
Don't know.
I digress. I think that there is, like, when General Milley was at that, what was it, a hearing, and said he wanted to get at the root of white rage, you kind of realized that maybe winning wars and keeping America safe was not really the priority.
No kid. Well, first of all, my name's TW, and my personal pronoun is cracker. That's the first thing I want to get out before we get started. But no, really, you know, this idea that the President of the United States would stand and tell people himself that the greatest threat to America is white supremacy, I mean, it almost is shocking, but absolutely, after you think about it, it's really not shocking, right? Because they have continued to press this lie that, you know, every single minority in this country is somehow oppressed by America. This is not the home of systemic racism. This is the home of systemic opportunity. And I think more people, And here's my answer. You know, we're going to tie all this into immigration at some point. I would say I've got a real foolproof plan for fixing immigration. You take, you know, Obama, you take Michelle, you take Oprah, you take all of them, and you take them to the southern border, and you let them explain of how awful a place this is so that people will stop wanting to come. Because the reality is, if it was as bad as they say it is, you wouldn't have people clinging to airplanes trying to get here.
Yeah, it is true. It's like the people are basically supporting America with their feet by running in one direction toward it. If we were so awful, Carly, they'd be running away.
Yeah, you know, and I've been reading a lot of the individual stories of what women are going through right now in Afghanistan. You know, the beatings in the streets are already happening. Women are throwing their babies over fences. And, you know, it's hard not to put yourself in their shoes and think, why not me? Like, why am I so lucky to have this life? And by the grace of God, we win the lottery just by being Americans. And it's not just Afghanistan, it's North Korea, it's Cuba, which is unfortunately out of the news. And the kids in that video, they've been taught to feel oppressed, and it's cool to be the victim. And some of them will grow out of it, some of them won't. But the one woman that I do want to talk about, American woman, is our vice president. And, you know, young women of color all over the world were supposed to look up to her. And I can't stop thinking about what the young women of color in Afghanistan would be thinking right now if they knew that she could say something for them, speak up for them, and she is choosing not to. She and President Biden came into the White House being the compassionate people. They were going to bring compassion back to the White House. There was nothing compassionate about what's going on right now.
And, you know, as a self-identified woman of color, I couldn't agree more. How dare you laugh?
Birthing person.
I'm a birthing person. Although...
Self-identified birthing person of color. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you should see what I birth in the bathroom.
Kat! Greg! Yes, Greg.
Yes. Well done in your recreation of Megan Rapinoe.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I love that. You guys should all come over. You guys are great. You did say she was a goalie, though. She's not.
What is she?
Well, you could tell by those pictures they were showing of her out on the field. Goalies don't do that. They're by the goal.
I cannot believe that you were criticizing my sports acumen.
Well, I can because, listen, I think she has a point. because I've always found it empowering to say, look, I've faced sexism, I've had certain trauma in my life, I don't like to be identified by that, I'm gonna work hard, but it'd be so much easier to do the other thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be true. For example, I'm a woman,
Yes.
you're a man, okay? You make more money than I do, and that's not, we have the same height. Right?
True.
So
It's
it
true.
has to be gender. It could not be that you have decades more experience, that this is your show and I'm just the sidekick, or that you have another successful show that you're on. Could not be that.
No.
It's gender. If I would say that, I would get so many retweets, and I'd be cool, and I'd get sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't be that stupid. It sucks.
Yes. All right. Well, I think
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.